So how y'all doing today? I am filming a exciting video, I guess. I've been wanting to film one of these for a really long time, and that is a book unhaul. Yes, I am getting rid of some of my books. So I have a small little pile of 5 books that I am unhauling. I'm taking them off of my bookshelf and just putting them away in my basement or my closet or somewhere. They're books that I don't want on my shelf anymore, but books that I'm not sure if I'm ready to actually give up yet. And then I have a pile of 9 books that I'm actually unhauling. So my friends get first dibs on any of these books that they want, and whatever is remaining I will just donate to Value Village or something. So I am super excited to finally purge all of these books. So here are the books that I'm going to be unhauling, so let's just get started and talk about them. So the first one that I'm unhauling is Anne Frank, The Diary of a Young Girl. Okay, so I have had this book for so long. I think I've had it since I was like 10 years old. I got it for Christmas back when I was in grade 5. It's about the Holocaust and all of that not so fun stuff. I started reading it and I got 60 pages in, and I'm not interested in reading this type of book, but I do think it is an important book to read at some points in my life, but right now it's just not something that I want to read. Okay, so the second book that I'm unhauling is New Moon by Stephenie Meyer. I don't know why I didn't unhaul this book sooner, but I used to love Twilight. I was a huge Twihard. I have a video on my channel and it's a little story time about my Twihard days. You guys can go check that out on my channel. I put up last summer, I think. So the only thing keeping me from actually unhauling this book is it's personally signed to me by Stephenie Meyer. I met her when I was 12 years old. Yeah, I don't really want to donate this book or anything since it has my name in it, and I was lucky enough to meet her when I was in love with this series. And plus it's just like a sentimental book because, you know, it was, you know, a big part of my life for a couple of years. And it meant a lot to me back then, so I don't really want to actually get rid of it. So I'm just hiding it in my house somewhere. So the third book that I'm unhauling is Alive by Scott Sigler. So if you guys have been on my channel for a couple of years now, you know I received this book for my birthday back in 2015. And I was really excited for it and I really enjoyed it. But the ending of the book was a little sciencey, and it's going in the direction of a science fiction book, and if you guys know me, I do not like science fiction. It is my least favorite genre. I really do not enjoy it, and so the ending of this book really turned me off from continuing the series. And it's been a couple years now, and I don't want to read the rest of the series, and I'm never going to reread this book because of that ending. And so I just don't really want it on my shelf anymore because it's just taking up precious space. And so it's gotta go. So we have Dorothy Must Die and The Wicked Will Rise by Danielle Page. So these are the first and second books in the Dorothy Must Die quartet series thing, but I stopped reading after the second book. So I really enjoyed Dorothy Must Die. I really loved it back when I read it in 2014. I loved the concept of it. I love The Wizard of Oz, and so a book about like an evil Dorothy intrigued me a lot. And then when the second book came out, it was really disappointing. There wasn't much to it that excited me. I realized I didn't really like the characters all that much, and it wasn't that great. And so this book kind of tainted my views on this book. Every time I see them on my shelf, I just kind of get a little sad and a little annoyed. I'm just gonna stash them away for a little while and just think on it a little bit more, but I don't want them sitting on my shelf any longer. Okay, so now we're gonna get into the books that I'm actually unhauling and getting rid of. So the first one is Cruel Crown by Victoria Aveyard. If you guys do not know, this is kind of the little mini novella bind-up thing for the Red Queen series, and I really enjoyed Red Queen. I have yet to continue on with the series, but I really enjoyed that first book. So when I heard that this book was coming out, I pre-ordered it and I was really excited for it, and I got up to page 12 and I was just thoroughly bored, and then I never wanted to pick it back up again. And then, you know, I heard some really bad reviews saying it really wasn't necessary for the series, and so, you know, I just really wasn't interested, and I'm really mad that I pre-ordered it and wasted money on it. But it's just really not my thing, and I have a friend who loves Red Queen, so she's definitely going to be taking this off of my hands, and I'm so excited so I can take this bookmark out. That was so satisfying. Definitely unhauling this book. I feel a little bad about getting rid of this next book, and that is Ashes Ashes by Joe Triggy-Ari. So again, if you guys were around for that 2015 birthday book haul, I received this book from one of my friends, and I'm so grateful that she thought of me and got me a book. But it's like a dystopian. I'm not really that into the dystopian genre anymore. It's just not really what I'm into reading, and also this book makes that crinkly sound when you open it, and I just can't stand reading books like that. And this has been sitting on my shelf since 2015, and I haven't felt like reading it at all, so it's just gotta go. I don't want it on my shelf anymore, so sorry, but it's gotta go. It's just I can't have it on my shelf anymore. And the next book I'm disappointed about, and that is It's Kind of a Funny Story by Ned Vizzini. So I read this book back in 2015, 2014, somewhere in the early days of me discovering BookTube, and I liked it. Like, it wasn't terrible, it wasn't necessarily a bad book, but it didn't like stick with me, and it didn't really float my boat. Every time I look at it on my shelf, I just feel meh towards it. Time for it to find a new home where somebody will enjoy it more than I did. And the next book I believe I read last year, and yeah, so it is More Than This by Patrick Ness. So when I read it, I really thought that I enjoyed it, but the more time that I have spent apart from this book, I realized that it wasn't anything that special, and it didn't really, you know, do anything for me, and it was kind of just there. So the next two books, I am really disappointed that I'm not wanting to keep them, and that is The Carrie Diaries and Summer in the City by Candace Bushnell. If you do not know, these are the prequel books to Sex in the City by Candace Bushnell, and there's a TV show based off of these, and I really love the TV show. I adore the TV show. I've watched it 3 times now, and I love it so much. And so I found the books at Value Village, and I bought them, and I recently read The Carrie Diaries in June, and it was not good. The characters are nothing like how they are in the show, and the show is much better. These characters are monsters. They are terrible. Sebastian is one of my favorite characters from the show, and I hate him in this book. Like, it is god awful, and so these just gotta go because they make me angry, and I'm just gonna stick with the TV show because it was much better. Next book, again, I am very disappointed that I didn't love it, and that is The Coolest Girl in Coal Town by Holly Black. Okay, so I've been wanting to read this book since 2014 when I discovered BookTube. Caddytastic talked about it, and I was super excited to read it, and I recently bought it last year, and I recently read it a couple months ago, and it was really disappointing. I found it to be really boring. I found the love interest to be kind of creepy, and like the relationship was like off and weird, and I don't understand the hype surrounding this book. And the next book is a super hyped up book on BookTube, and I am sorry that I did not like it, but I really did not like it. And that is Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children. So this is a hugely hyped up book on BookTube. Jessie the Reader raves about it every 5 seconds. And so I was expecting amazing things from it, and it just wasn't good. I read it because I wanted to go see the movie, and I was like, yes, perfect time to read it. The actual plot of the story was really boring and lackluster, and the characters were boring, and the relationship in this book is creepy. It should not be a thing, and it creeps me out, and it's just disgusting. I'm sorry, but it's disgusting. And like, I never even finished this book. I got up to page 278. Like, I almost finished, and I just can't do it. I cannot finish this book for the life of me. Like, I can't push through that last like 30 pages or something. And the final book that I'm unhauling is Worlds of Ink and Shadow by Lena Coakley. So again, if you've been on my channel for a while, I got it in an owl crate that one of my friends gave me because she didn't want it. And this was the book that was in that box. I have an unboxing on my channel if you want to go check that out and see what other items are in that box. But I got this one, and it's like about the Bronte sisters, and I've just never been interested in them or their books, Pride and Prejudice and like all of that. And so this is just not really my thing, and it's been sitting on my shelf for a while, and I just don't want to read it. So yeah, that was my unhaul. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a huge thumbs up if you did enjoy it. Subscribe if you want to see more videos from me, and I will see you guys next time.